Let's hear from the man himself, Tony Mowbray, with David Tanner.
Tony, new Celtic manager, Wembley Stadium. How big an occasion is this for you personally?
Well, I don't look at it that context, to be fair. It's the next game in our pre-season preparation. It's a prestigious tournament, in a fantastic venue. Been here a couple of times over the last few years, an FA Cup semi-final with West Brom and a playoff final. So I know it well. I think it's great for the Celtic supporters who'll come today. First Scottish club to come to the new Wembley, and it's a great honour. But hopefully we can do the day justice, give a good performance, and as I say, it is ultimately part of our preparation. We've got a Champions League qualifier on Wednesday night, and this is an important game in the build-up to that game for us.
What do you need to see from your players today, given that Dinamo Moscow game is so close?
Well, a little bit more of what we've seen in the last two games. We've been to Australia within the last 10 days or so. We've had a good performance over there in their first preparation game. We've been to Cardiff only 2 days ago, and the boys applied themselves very, very well against a good Cardiff side. Just a bit of progression, really. A stiff opposition today against a very, very highly thought of team, won a lot of honours, and a tough test, an unknown for us really, which is good in itself. The fact that you're playing against a team that you don't know too much about, the way they play, the style of football, but hopefully the players will adapt to the game and get on with it.
Danny Fox signed this afternoon. What qualities will he bring to the side?
Well, first and foremost, he brings competition to a part of the pitch that there was no competition really, and but he also brings a lot of quality. He's got a fantastic left foot. He's a young boy. He started at Walsall. We became aware of him at Walsall and had a great season at Coventry, and last year I think he's progressing as a football player, and I think we just want to give him the stage to see how far he can progress. And as I say, no one will be able to question his ability with the ball, with his left foot and his delivery, and I'm looking forward to seeing him try and forge a very successful career with Celtic.
Tony, good luck.
Thanks very much, David.
Danny Fox could make his Celtic debut here at Wembley Stadium. That would be something, wouldn't it? He starts on the bench for them. We will though see from the start Marco Antoine Fortuné. As you've already mentioned, Alan, is it a fact of life as a Celtic manager that you have to try and unearth a bargain, a gem?
Yes, and I think that's exactly. I'll tell you what, there was something just when we spoke before we went to the interview, is he's actually been quite good at, and he'll look at bringing young players in and giving them a chance, David. He will give them a chance, Tony, if they can play. And I'll guarantee we'll see Dan Fox tonight playing. And he spoke about his left foot there, about he's talking about keeping the ball, delivery into the box, and being really up for it. And Dan Fox will have an opportunity at Glasgow Celtic that a lot of players might not have had prior, and certainly in Fortuné has been given a great opportunity. Glasgow Celtic is a massive football club, an enormous football club, globally as well, but getting into Europe and just getting that extra step is where it must happen for Celtic, and Tony's been given the job now to try and, like you've just said, unearth a gem that previous Celtic managers haven't been able to do, because they don't have 10 million, 12 million pounds player to go and say, yeah, we'll take him who's an experienced goal scorer.
Well, I wonder if the gems could come from French football increasingly, Gus, as well. We've just seen Fortuné there, and also from Nancy comes Landry Nguema, who starts as well in the centre of midfield. A very powerful young man, we're led to believe.
Yeah, I think I agree totally in terms of why it has Tony to bring in there. I say this boy is going to help, Celtic to go to a new level in terms of playing, in terms of bringing that power. But I think everyone at Celtic is just not worried about the championship really, even if they have to win it.
Yeah.
They want to do well in Europe. Absolutely. And that one is the difference. And until it starts, I think it's too difficult to say. But I'm pleased that they are here, because I think it's great for them to be on Wembley, to prove themselves and to show that maybe this year they can go a little bit further.
And of course that first big test for Celtic comes as early as Wednesday against Dinamo Moscow in a Champions League qualifier. Now this evening they start against Ahly. What do we know about them? Well, we've already said they're the champions of Egypt. In fact, they have been for the last 5 seasons. The most successful side, some would say, in Africa. The team of the century. They're the Champions League holders in Africa as well. They've turned to an Egyptian manager for the first time in 17 years, but they have had 5 former English managers, including the great John Revie back 25 years ago. And in their midst, a star in Abu Trika, Mohamed Abu Trika, who was runner-up only to Emmanuel Adebayor as Africa's Player of the Year last year. They call him, Gus, Africa's Zidane. We've heard that a few times, haven't we?
Yeah, what opportunity, for him as well. So we're talking about, sometimes you don't have the chance to prove yourself against the best or in the best places in the world. And today I'm thinking, you know, it can be one of the best in Africa, but you need to come here at Wembley and prove that you can do exactly the same against a team like Celtic. So probably every single player of Ahly, they're going to be at the top today because they want to show everyone what they are capable of doing.
Egypt as well, of course, have won the last 2 African Nations trophies, so they'll all be strong. Alan, bearing in mind the fact we've said that Celtic have got this test on Wednesday night, what will they be looking for the next 2 games? Here against Ahly tonight and then Spurs on Sunday.
I think Tony will learn quite a lot. Actually, you've already spoken, Gus quite rightly speaks about the Ahly players coming here to prove themselves that they can play somewhere like this. I think enough the back of the Cardiff result, I think Tony will be looking for another progression. I think he'll be looking to try and create chances. That's the main thing, because when you do play on Wednesday night, you need to make sure you're creating chances, and he'll want to, not necessarily, the score I don't really think will matter a great deal. It will to the fans, but not so much to Tony. But I think he's looking to have a majority of the play and create the play into goal-scoring chances. I think that's a big thing for Celtic tonight.
So remember, later to come, it's Tottenham up against the European champions Barcelona. First up, Celtic against Ahly, and your match commentators, the former Celtic winger Davy Provan and Rob Hawthorne.